But there's not a lot of meaningful data compiled together to tell the story of what it is that you've got and what you're going to do. So when's that coming?
Yeah, thank you. It's good criticism, fair criticism. I guess one of the reasons it isn't there is because of 43101, the Canadian Stock Exchange Code, which is very prescriptive on what you are allowed to talk about on project and economic information. So therefore, I'm allowed to paraphrase, but I can't give you exact numbers. But in a nutshell, we used to be an exploration company. We made the discovery, and we are now developing that discovery as fast as we can into an operating gold mine. Now, that process that I'm talking about is that's a 2 to 4 year timeline, and we are right in the beginning of that timeline. And there are a couple of steps that we have to follow in order to do that. Firstly, we have to define an economic resource. So that's step number one. And the plan is to put that out early next year, with a bit of luck, maybe this year, but I don't want to promise. And the idea is, we're fairly confident that, and this is also, I think, why our market cap is where it is, we are going to put out a substantial initial resource, in the, who knows, I don't want to mention numbers, but it's going to be between 1 and 2 million ounces, hopefully closer to 2 million ounces type of thing. So it's a resource that is of similar scale and look and size to the other two operating gold mines in Namibia. The B2Gold one, which produces 150,000 ounces a year. So it's a typical sort of tier 2 type of open pit operation. That's our target. That's where we want to go. Our discovery promises or indicates this, that it certainly shows the potential to achieve that. So that's first, the initial resource. At the same time, ongoing exploration to make it bigger and better. And then at the same time, in parallel with this, somewhat offset, is to do a PEA. A PEA is a Canadian term. It's a preliminary economic assessment. It's basically a pre-feasibility study, but you have to do it if you're going to speak about economics on a project. And you can do as many of these as you like. Typically, operators usually explore, build a large resource, and then later they do a PEA. I'm going to accelerate all of that because we want to put the project on the map, and we want to show the true potential that it has. So that's what we're doing in the next 6 to 12 months. Beyond that, it's a full-on development timeline. Then, assuming that the resource is big enough and assuming that the economic numbers in the PEA are good enough, you would then look to do detailed feasibility studies, financing, start of construction, and actually getting into mining. Now, when I spoke about a 2 to 4 year timeline, so resource PEA is the first year, second year financing, detailed feasibility studies, commencement of construction maybe, and third year, fourth year construction and operation. So I think in 3 or 4 years' time, there's a good chance that there might be an operating gold mine here. Now, of course, many other things could happen in the meantime from a corporate perspective. There's M&A, there's all sorts of stuff that can happen that we're positioning ourselves for. But I think that's a different angle.
Meaning what? I want to know what I'm getting into here. So I know you have built mines with some big companies before, but your recent history is taking them through to a stage where you're taken out, right? You're seeking that. Are you seeking that again here? Is this the cookie cutter approach, or do you genuinely want to get into production?
I think, a lot of people ask me that, and it sounds too glib sometimes to say, oh no, we'll just sell out, because it's actually not about that. It's ultimately about shareholder value. And as a CEO, of course, I've got personal interests. I've got interests as a Namibian citizen, et cetera, and they all converge. But ultimately, my role is to deliver shareholder value in the best way possible. And shareholder value is not just returns, it's also risks. So that's why, you alluded to, I've sold some companies in the past, and I think I did the right thing. Like B2Gold is the best example. I don't think in 2012, if we had stuck with that project, we would have gone down in flames with the rest of the gold mining market. Maybe we would have lost the project, who knows? We sold it at the right time to B2Gold, who took on all that project risk and all the financing risk, and they built a very successful gold mine. Yes, we left some value on the table. That comes with the territory. Now, I'm just painting a picture here. I can't answer your question directly. I cannot say, yes, we definitely want to sell the company. I think we want to deliver shareholder value. And I do believe that the best way to achieve that is at the appropriate time, which is probably closer, once we've delineated the true potential of what we have through exploration and through technical studies. And once it therefore gets to the construction stage, I think that is an appropriate time to look for senior partners that have production expertise, that are well-financed, etc. So I think it's possible that outcome that you're painting, that it will happen. Okay. But you never know. If we have to, we will construct and operate.